She vanished without a trace. For over 17 years, the world asked the same haunting question. What happened to Madeleine McCann? And now, the man at the center of the storm, Christian Brueckner, has broken his silence from behind prison walls. What he said has shaken the case all over again. Before we dive into this shocking update, hit that like button, subscribe for more real investigations, and share your thoughts in the comments. This is one case the world refuses to forget. Maybe it's time for answers. A case that froze time. On May 3, 2007, 3-year-old Madeleine McCann disappeared from a holiday apartment in Praia da Luz, Portugal. Her parents, Kate and Jerry McCann, were dining nearby. When they returned, Madeleine was gone. No forced entry, no signs of struggle, no CCTV. What followed was one of the most intense missing person investigations in history, spanning over a decade, with police forces from Portugal, the UK, and eventually Germany all involved. Hundreds of theories swirled. Abduction, human trafficking, accidental death. Psychics weighed in. Tabloids made millions. Yet, no one truly knew what happened. Until 2020, when a new name took over headlines. Christian Brueckner. Who is Christian Brueckner? Christian Brueckner is a German national with a deeply troubling criminal history. Now in his late 40s, he is currently serving time in a German prison for unrelated crimes, including the brutal rape of a 72-year-old American woman in Praia da Luz in 2005, just 2 years before Madeleine McCann vanished from the same area. His criminal record stretches back decades and includes multiple convictions for child sexual abuse, drug trafficking, theft, and possession of child pornography. Authorities describe him as a drifter who lived a shadowy life across Europe, frequently changing identities, vehicles, and residences to evade law enforcement. In 2020, German prosecutors made headlines when they publicly declared Brueckner as the prime suspect in the McCann case. They claimed they had concrete evidence linking him to Madeleine's disappearance and boldly stated they were 100% sure he was responsible. Yet surprisingly, no charges were filed at the time, leaving the public to question whether the evidence truly existed or if the statement was a bluff to provoke a reaction. Now in 2025, Brueckner has finally broken his silence in a prison interview, denying involvement and attacking the investigation. His words have only deepened the controversy surrounding a case that refuses to fade. The prison interview, Brueckner Speaks. Brueckner's recent interview, published by German outlets and confirmed by investigative sources, was defiant, erratic, and, at times, bizarre. He called the investigation a witch hunt and described himself as a scapegoat. They have no body, no DNA, no proof, just suspicions and a media circus, he said. I didn't take that girl. I've never harmed a child in Praia da Luz. He even accused the German prosecutor, Hans Christian Wolters, of building a case on fantasy, not facts. And here's where things get darker. Brueckner claimed he was in Portugal in 2007, but denied being near the McCann's apartment. He admitted he knew of the case, who didn't, but mocked the idea that he'd be stupid enough to abduct a child in a tourist hotspot. He also refused to say where he was the night Madeleine vanished. When pressed, he simply responded, "Ask the police, they know more than I do." The arrogance, the ambiguity, the lack of remorse, all of it has reignited public fury. But here's the twist. This interview coincides with something bigger happening on the ground, a renewed search. The return to Portugal, a renewed search. In early 2025, Portuguese and German police teams returned to a remote reservoir near Silve, Portugal, just 30 miles from Praia da Luz. Why? Because Christian Brueckner used to spend time there. A former associate tipped off investigators that Brueckner called the area his paradise and visited it frequently around 2007. Drones were deployed, cadaver dogs were flown in. Divers searched the murky depths of the lake for days. Did they find anything? Authorities remain tight-lipped, but leaked reports suggest items of interest were recovered, including scraps of fabric and an old piece of a child's toy. No confirmation has been given, but the search alone shows that authorities are far from done. They're closing in. Controversy and criticism. The case has always been a lightning rod for public opinion. But now, with Brueckner speaking and another costly search underway, Critics are asking tough questions. Why hasn't he been charged with Madeleine's disappearance? Is the evidence actually credible or just circumstantial? And why is the German prosecutor so confident, yet seemingly unable to close the case? Some legal experts say German prosecutors may be bluffing, trying to get Brueckner to slip up in interviews. Others believe they have something they're not ready to reveal yet, such as location data, witness testimony, or even suppressed forensic evidence. Meanwhile, Brueckner's legal team is capitalizing on the confusion. They claim his rights have been violated, that he's being punished for a crime he hasn't even been tried for. In an outrageous twist, Brueckner is even suing media outlets for defamation, arguing that they've ruined his chances at a fair trial. The man suspected in one of the world's most haunting child disappearances now wants compensation for emotional distress. You can't make this up. The McCann family is still waiting. For Kate and Jerry McCann, every headline is another wound reopened. They have remained composed through years of accusation, speculation, and false hope. In a rare 2025 statement, the McCanns said, "We await justice, not interviews. We urge investigators to stay focused and finish what they started." They haven't declared Madeleine dead. They still keep her item ready. They still believe she might be out there. But with Brueckner now speaking publicly and the investigation turning once again toward Portugal, there's hope that closure may finally be in sight. Or heartbreak, all over again. Christian Brueckner's words may be defiant, but the renewed search suggests something else. Authorities are not giving up. The reservoir, the interview, the mounting pressure, it's all building toward a final answer. But the question still stands. Is Brueckner the man who took Madeleine McCann? Or is the real truth still out there, hidden beneath years of failure, silence, and pain? What do you think? Is Christian Brueckner guilty or just a convenient suspect? Comment below with your thoughts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more deep dive crime stories. Because sometimes justice comes quietly, and other times it speaks from behind prison walls.